Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the tree. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I don't know if I'm just dreaming, don't know if I feel safe, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when you call out my name.
We have about 60,000 thoughts a day that go on through our mind, believe it or not. It's interesting to know that they're not all positive in all probability, but we would like them to be. And I'm here to tell you today that there is a possibility to change those thoughts to more positive than they've been. We've got the right equipment. We now know how to use the equipment. But there's a bottom that's missing. And if you don't have the bottom, it doesn't matter how good the equipment is or how good the instruction is, if you don't do what? If you don't believe that you can use it properly. Your imagination, your thoughts and feelings. If I have a driver in my hand that is correct, I know it's right for me, and I have instruction of how to use the driver and how to set it up off my left foot, and all that is great, but I don't quite believe I can hit the driver the way I was shown I can hit the driver, what's going to happen? It's not going to happen. So the imagination, or your thoughts and feelings, that's your foundation. That's what grounds you to your game. That's what gives you the yes or the no that goes on in our mind every single time you step up to the golf ball. You either have a yes, I believe I can hit this, or no, I'm really not sure. And the mind does not believe in not sures. It just, if you said don't, it believed whatever came after don't. And you can fill in the blank. Remember the story of Aladdin, the genie that had the lamp? And what does Aladdin say? Your wish is my command. That's your subconscious talking. You're not actually talking to Aladdin, but in your mind, you're saying, I really want, and the genie's saying, what do you want? So your wish being in your subconscious, what you wish for yourself. And we're going to learn how to program that and how to really get to the power part of that. And the idea is to find out, what is that don't? What don't you feel great about? Because you have a choice out there to think good thoughts or bad thoughts. And you can only pick one. It can't be something in between. It can't be, well, I'll try to feel great today. You have to feel great about what you're doing every time you're over the ball, because the results are part of your energy that you're giving out. When the law of attraction states, whatever energy you put out, you get back. There's either positive or negative energy. You got one or the two that you're attracting to you. Everything that you have in your life, you've attracted to at some point, consciously or subconsciously. The word love has a very high frequency, a very good vibration. Well, the word hate has the opposite. It's a very slow vibration and a very heavy vibration. You know, when you hate something or you fear something, it's got a low vibration. Well, the law of attraction feels these vibrations, and it brings to you whatever you're giving out. You know, the law of attraction changed the lives of, centuries ago, historians, scientists, people like Plato, Socrates, Shakespeare, and Einstein. And Einstein actually coined the phrase that imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Think about that. I mean, this is a smart guy that's putting that out there and saying, you know what, what you can imagine in your mind, you can bring to you. That's the law of attraction. You do not need to figure out how. That's the beauty. You don't need to say, well, I don't know how that's going to work. It's okay. The universe will figure it out. All you have to do is make the statement. All you have to do is start thinking in that direction, that I want to become a better putter. You must become aware of your negative emotions. The first step in conquering your subconscious mind is to be aware of what you're thinking. The power to change something is in being aware. If you're not aware that you're chipping the ball over the green every single time, you're not going to go for a lesson. But once you become aware, it's like, you know, there's something not right. I better get checked on this. Now you're aware of it. Now you go get a lesson, and now you can work at going forward instead of keep doing the same thing. You know, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. Right now, don't anybody think of a pink elephant. Did it work? Interesting, isn't it? First thing is being aware that you need to make a change. Great, now I'm going to start, and you actually say that to yourself, I'm going to be aware of all my negative thoughts. And you'll soon realize that, oh, that was negative, that's not like me. I really like to think this way. Become positive. The third thing is habit. It takes 21 days to change a habit. Very important. Because if you get a lesson, and you're working on it, and you're working on it, and 3 days go by, and 4 days go by, and now you go back to your old ways. You stop thinking of that new habit. Very easy to go back to what's comfortable, even if it's not correct. That's the difficulty, is you know what you heard is correct, but it's not really comfortable, and you give up. Whenever you're changing a habit, for instance, like losing weight, and somebody said, well, you got to eat more to lose weight. Well, that doesn't make any sense. But you went to an expert, and that's what they said, so you have to keep it that for 21 days before it becomes a habit. After 21 days, the neural pathways start to change, and after 3 to 4 months, that habit's now yours. You own it. Thoughts are habits. The way you've been thinking, those 60,000 thoughts that come into your mind every day, is a habit. It's just the way we think. No reason you can't change it, as long as you become aware of it. The key is to focus on what you want to happen in your life, not what you don't want to happen. In other words, you don't want to say, I don't want to keep doing this. You want to say, I want to do this. Always put it into the positive. We want to understand, what are we carrying around with us? What are our beliefs? That's the first big. You know, understanding it. What is your belief in any given time, whether you're on the golf course or at home? What do you believe? And that's what Eleanor Roosevelt stated, no one can make me feel inferior without my consent. Powerful quote. Think about it. And being grateful is a very high frequency. Acknowledging that you're grateful about something, because law of attraction, that brings you more. When you're grateful, you're open up to taking in more. What are your goals? What have they been? Have you achieved what you wanted? What's in your baggage today that you've achieved because you're consciously saying, I want this in my life? This baggage doesn't have to be the same. You can change it. But it's a matter of understanding, what am I carrying around every single day with me? Because it's much easier to accept what's happening and move forward than to keep don'ting or can't or those negatives that keep you where you are. When you accept and you love, you go forward. With changing anything, the automatic response is going to be resistance. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't work. I don't agree with this. And that's okay. And just realize, be aware of that. That's going to happen because those are old programming. And we're putting in new programming. And just keep at it. Because it needs reinforcement. Your mind needs reinforcement to change a habit. Remember that. Okay, create the sphere now, a basketball. Feel like you're holding a basketball. Good. Make it bigger to a beach ball and feel the energy go in and out. Feel it go in and out. Good. Slowly. And we're going to throw it up on the power sphere of influence. Throw it up. I want
to make every putt.
There you go. Excellent. Have a seat. Hypnosis basically, it's a heightened state of awareness where your conscious mind is bypassed, the one that's listening to you right now, that's critical and thinking and doing all the judgments, it's bypassed. The subconscious mind, which is non-critical, that's more like a computer, is brought to focus. And the subconscious mind is your Aladdin. Your wish is my command. So what we tell it is what it's going to start believing. Jack Nicklaus, you all have heard of him, he believed that 90% of the game was not only mental, but mental preparation. It wasn't just what he was thinking about, it's how he prepared for the game before he played the game. He would picture the blade of grass that he wanted his drive to land on. He would picture the putt going in the hole before it went in the hole. This one might surprise you. Mr. Tiger Woods was hypnotized as a young teenager. And his caddy was a hypnotist. So he had a lot of coaching going on with the subconscious mind. Think he's got tunnel vision? Remember the secret magic pill that I told you about before? All the top athletes have it.
Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Oh. Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done.